Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge. Today I would like to look at Russia and whether or not Russia was being framed for an attack on the US. Now, this may sound crazy, but I've thought about this in light of some chatter and things that I've been hearing on various channels that to me it makes sense, and I want to see if that was indeed the case. Was Russia being framed with the sale of Uranium 1? Remember, the Uranium 1 was a Russian-owned company. They bought our uranium. Under the Obama administration, we sold 20% of our uranium stores to Uranium 1, and who knows where that has ended up. But anyway, some are postulating that Russia was actually going to be framed by that sale to make it look like, and that there would be, let me back up, that there would be a subsequent, like a dirty bomb or a nuke somewhere, perhaps on the U.S. soil, and then it would be traced back to Russia, and they would be the fall guy. And it would be a gateway to start World War III, or to begin escalations of tensions and war by various people that want that. So I just want to know, how true is that? It seems plausible. It makes a lot of sense now that looking back on it now, and looking back over the whole uranium thing when that was going on, with the Bundys and all of that. And it makes sense that, and all of the blame against Russia, trying to instill fear about the Russians and blame them for everything. Like it was somehow seeding mass consciousness to turn against Russia so that it would be an easier pill to swallow once they did get the actual blame for a nuke or dirty bomb. So I'm curious about it. I want to look at that. So let me shuffle up the cards, and give me just a moment and I'll shuffle up. Give me just a couple more here. All right. Okay, got the deck. All right, so the situation, was Russia the plan? Was the plan for Russia to be framed for an attack on the United States? That card, when you ask a direct question and you get a yes card, Ace of Fire, anytime the aces are upright, it's generally, if you're asking a yes or no, it's generally yes. And Ace of Fire is very forward momentum, strong energy moving forward. That's definitely a yes. So the question was Russia being framed for an attack on the U.S.? Yes. Let's see what else this says. This would be like what the obstacle, what crosses that? What's in the way of that? What to me this feels like logistics, like looking at the Two of Fire is a card of like surveying, looking, like master of your domain, surveying, looking around you, looking to see and I feel like it's like a vantage point or logistics or trying to work that out. Okay, all right. What we know. What do we know? Um, we've got the 5 of C. This is a card of um, having to turn back um, and deal with loss or setback. Let me keep going here. So, what we don't know, what's hidden, when we have the Tower card in the what's hidden, what we don't know. This is a card of things falling apart, like catastrophic. You know, think of like a tornado or a hurricane, just devastating damage. Catastrophic, and that's in the hidden, what we don't know. Okay, this is going to be an interesting picture. Let's round this out here and see what we get. So the Emperor in the past position, this is like somebody who's in charge and putting this together or driving this issue. When we have that strong forward energy moving into the past, that's like somebody who was once in charge is no longer in charge. That element of control over that is not there. Are you kidding me? This is fascinating, guys. 3. All right. Hold on a second. So the Devil card, Demon Cat in this deck, it's reversed in the forward position, meaning the future position. And that is like a release from bondage, or that the element of bondage, usually of a dark or evil, if you want to say, nature, is reversed. It's broken. It's changing. This is okay. What I see in this reading is that there was an attempt, and was a plan to frame Russia and to blame them for an attack on the United States. There was a lot of logistics in play, looking at how that was going to be done. I could take the bright yellow on this card to, if I wanted to look at it literally, there was that, the Uranium 1 sale was all about that yellow cake uranium. But looking at it more esoterically, what we know is this is like something coming to an end and having to move on. And then you have the destruction card on the hidden aspect. So this plan, I think, has been dismantled, and at least on the hidden side, it looks like there was something that happened catastrophically. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with the recent some have said that there was a recent bomb that went off on the northern border of Syria. I don't know if this is a literal bomb going off. I mean, the Tower card is about destruction. So some have speculated that those facilities that housed that uranium that was going to be used were destroyed. And this may indicate that. I can't confirm that. I don't know that for sure. It's just a speculative, with this being in the hidden, what we don't know, and being a very, very destructive force that has destroyed. Because we have the Emperor, which is somebody who's in charge and in control. This is fading into the past position, meaning that element of somebody in charge of this whole thing is no more, in favor of, we have the Devil card, which is a card of bondage and control, and it's reversed, meaning it's that control element is no more. that there's a release from bondage moving forward. So, to me, whatever was in charge of this whole thing is this element. It's gone. It's broken. It's over. And that's what's fading into the past. And what's coming in the future, actually, the devil card is, this ominous, kind of scary looking card. But as a reversal, it just means that the bondage is lifting. It's over. So perhaps this is indicating that we were spared. Maybe we've shifted timelines, of some have speculated, and that the destructive path that the world was on in heading headlong into war, into chaos, into friction, into misery and sorrow, where the few at the very top would benefit from war revenue and from creating chaos and misery. Looks like we may have either jumped onto a new timeline that has us moving into a brighter future, and where that power control and that power structure is broken, which is very encouraging. Looks like Russia was being set up to be a scapegoat. And I was curious if the cards would confirm that, because I've read it, and it was just the other day, and it was a channel I was listening to, and all of a sudden it just clicked in my head, and I went, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Of course Russia was being set up, and this whole thing with the, trying to blame them for rigging our election, I think it was probably being done to seed the minds of the population that Russia's bad, that Russia's horrible, so that later down the road, when they did actually do another possible 9/11 or something like that happening, they could blame Russia, and it would be easier to swallow, because they would have felt that people would have been more apt to believe it. So, given all of the hype around the election. Okay. All right. That's it for now. I'm going to leave that here. Pretty interesting in my view. But we'll see. We'll see how things play out. If that does come out in the news a little bit more, it does seem that there's a big element of it that's hidden, so we may not actually know overtly that whole scene, but it sure seems to make a lot of sense to me. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in and stopping by my channel. If you leave a like, and subscribe if you want to. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.